Love
Okay,
it.
we're getting the cover.
Woohoo!
Let's go this way.
What did you need me to do, by the way?
Just like
Fiddle
Zhuzh.
around? Yeah.
Jish us. Skanda, a little bit to your right for me. Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more.
Move or look?
Yeah, like the way you're
Oh.
shifting. Perfect. Just a little bit more. Yeah.
I want that money, but damn, I'm fucking, bro.
I don't know about you guys, but I need that money. And the other guy's like, yeah,
Yeah, I had to do what I had to do.
we
and
broke the rules.
We broke the rules, but you know, I got a little panky.
Of course.
One looking like
Well, to be honest with you, like we don't need much.
That's what I was thinking. I was gonna say, let's leave the window to be that one neutral
Just look at it.
space. I have some of these.
Yeah, let's just do those.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and I'm the founder of the Indian Standard.
How did you come up with the Indian Standard?
Okay, so it was the middle of the pandemic. We just got sent home from college. It was my senior year, and I started writing on this blog that I had for a really long time. And so I was just writing about my mental health story, talking about how traumatic college was for me, and I just felt like my blog had like some limitations. So I called my boyfriend, now husband, on the phone, and I was like, I'm gonna start a magazine and it's gonna be called the Indian Standard. And he was like, how are you gonna make a magazine? And I was like, I really have no idea. A month later, the magazine was done and we launched on August 1st. Ever since then, the entire journey of the Indian Standard has evolved so much to the point where we're doing this today. And it's an extremely surreal experience, but at its core, it's mental health stories to and from South Asians. Now, we're doing it with a little bit of a extra element to make you feel like you can get in touch with your spirituality a little bit more every day and realize that we're all spiritual beings.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're killing it.
Would it be
You're
a
killing
wild concept to put some
Over
lovely
here.
gaboo in his hand or
Yes.
something?
Let's come over here. Oh, perfect. Okay, sick. And then let's do one last one over here, and then we'll move. Are you ready for the window?
Yeah, almost. Give me like
Okay.
2 seconds.
Sure,
I'm just
sure, sure.
playing around with it.
I'm gonna lose our set designer on the first day of shooting.
Why don't you just hold it as you would in the middle of a
No,
concert?
too short. Okay.
Like you're not actively playing, but you're. Skanda, can you put your eyes here? I want to go more like that. Oh, I love that! Oh my God! Yes! That looks so good. Okay.
So
Yes.
last year was probably the lowest growth I had ever seen since starting social media. Everything was so fast for me in 2020, 2021. And I was like, all right, you're gonna get on social media, you're gonna talk about mental health, you're gonna talk about your own journey, then you're gonna transition to spirituality. And I was growing like really, really fast. 2022, everything just went like shh, and it just completely dipped. My inspiration was at an all-time low. And I was feeling really, really, really bad about it. Like honestly, was really upset, like for the majority of last year about how, you know, things were going with my business. And I honestly I kind of felt like I was gonna give up. I won't even lie. You know, they always talk about how these creative ideas just come to you, right? Like you never really are, like when you force something, it just never works out, right? And so I was in the shower one day, and it's actually a really funny story, and like I feel silly talking about it. It's not something that I really talk about very often because I think people might think I'm crazy. But I was like in the shower, and this like download came to me, and it was like, okay, you need to talk about these things. These are the topics that people need to hear about. And it was like somebody was screaming at me like, make this magazine about this. And what this is the sound of India, the sounds of India. We're on volume 4. I divide up my years in volumes. So this is now the 4th volume of us doing this. And you know, the number 4 means a lot. I was talking about my mom before, intentionally, because the number 4 in Vedic astrology is all about your mom. It's all about your roots. It's about your foundation. And I was like, okay, so volume 4, we gotta make something about home, right? And I was like, okay, my home, although I was born and raised, you know, Chicago, I feel like I'm from India, right? Like I'm extremely connected to my culture, and I wanna make it about that. So volume 4 to me was, okay, let's talk about home. But then it was also like, okay, I wanna honor the spiritual education. I wanna honor the regiment, the discipline of maintaining that spirituality. It's not something that you just wake up and you're like, I'm a spiritual person. You have to work on yourself every day. You have to recognize your flaws every day, recognize your perfections, you know, realize who you are in this human experience, living as a spiritual being. And to me, I was like, okay, that's Jupiter in astrology. That's my guru. That's my father. That's higher education. And when I thought about my parents, I really thought about like what that meant to me and how much they mean to me. And so guru and 4, I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about the sounds of India. And I want to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to make people think. I want to make people walk away from it and be like, okay, how can I invest myself in my culture a little bit more? How can I inspire other people to maintain our culture? We're so vibrant, we're so rich, we're so beautiful as human beings. We need to celebrate that more. You know, and in this country, we're not really celebrated all that much, right? Like we're the butt of the joke, as one of my participants says. And so I wanted an opportunity to talk about everything, but you know, also recognize the flaws of India as well.
Oh yes.